From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a PrimeWave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTimeAngles Live on IG, and we have ourselves a pretty good show today. You know, pretty much wrapping it up from last night and everything like that. Chicago Bulls came through, so if you tell that last night, you got the plus 325 home. Zach LaVine with the finish shot at the end to get us over the top and everything like that. That was some good stuff. I wish we would tag team on the Spurs as well too. Double up a little bit. Spurs were able to get a big win yesterday as well too. So if you guys tell that last night with the Bulls dog of the day, yes sir, we went ahead and did that again, and I got a nice good one for you guys today as well too. Did anybody take the Spurs last night on the straight up? Because I just thought the Clippers was going to take care of them, but I should have knew better that Pop always going to get his win against the Clippers, man. Always, and especially as a big dog, too. After playing the Lakers twice, you know, you got to get one of the LA teams. But, yeah, man, for everybody who tell the Bulls last night, that's what it is. That's just a dose of what the Hoops Guru do, and boom. It is what it is, baby. You know, we don't call ourselves this just to sound cool on the internet like the rest of these fools. The proof is in the pudding, baby. All right, so we move on. Let's go ahead and talk about these odds real quick for the championship for the NFL championship. I'm talking about conference championships in the AFC. Oh man, it's kind of messed up right now, but well, we'll go into the notes, but yeah, as you guys can see, the Chiefs #1, Browns 20-1, Colts 20-1, Pittsburgh's 15-1, Tennessee's 10-1, Baltimore 750, Buffalo's like I guess 5-1 as well too, and 3-1, and then Kansas City's even money. You got the Packers plus 140, 275, Tampa Bay plus 450. I don't know why. The Seahawks 5-1, but I got them at 16-1. I got them early in the year. 20-1 on the Rams, 50-1 on the Bears, and on the Washington football team. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the first game. Let's go ahead and talk about this first game here. And sorry about that, y'all. I had to fix some things for you guys real quick, but it's been fixed. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. All right, so we got our first game up here, Colts Bills. As you guys can see, 11-5 for the Colts, 13-3 for the Bills this season. Then we have ourselves the Colts coming up in here looking pretty good right now. 8-6-2 when it comes down to the total against the spread. Over and under 9-7. Ninth in the league when it comes to points per game, 28.2, 7 interceptions with 15. Straight up 5-3, 4-4 against the spread, and won 4 of their last 5 games on the road as well too. 1-0 versus the AFC East this year, 7-5 versus the AFC in total. Last time they were in the playoffs was the divisional round a few years back, losing to the Chiefs 31-13 on the road. Then we got the Bills, who are 10-6 against the spread right now, over and under 12-4, 6-0 in the division this year, but they're 0-1 against the AFC South, 10-2 versus the AFC in total, and then they're 6-0 since their bye week, which was week 8. They were 7-3 before that as well too. Week 11. I'm sorry about that, but they were 7-3 before their bye, so 6-0 since then. Pretty much 7-1 against the spread, 6-2 6-2 against the spread, 7-1 at home, 5-1 versus the AFC. Second in the league points per game, 31.3. Last playoff loss was against the Texans. So when you look at the numbers of everything right now, everything really does call for Buffalo win the game by 10 or better points, in my opinion. I think that the Colts are damn good as well, too, but the Colts have not been good as an underdog all season long. Literally lost pretty much every game as a dog this year, even though they didn't have many games as a dog. They only were a dog 3 times this season. So pretty much both these teams are coming in here as teams that were favorites literally every week. But I think, though, when it comes down to it, the better teams have been an issue all year for the Colts. So we're going to see how this one goes. We're going to see how it shakes out. But there it is, Colts, Bills. I have my pick for you guys Saturday when it's game time because I'm still waiting on more news because you never know what's going to happen. You always have these guys getting hurt in practice, all that good stuff. So I'm just making sure we're all the way here, all the way legit in and ready to roll, baby. So pretty much that's what it is with that right there. And the Bills honestly are, to me, that team that nobody's talking about right now, but the way they crushed teams the last few weeks of the season, they're giving us a good example of, like, what team could be the possible team of maybe knocking out the Chiefs. And the Bills got everything that you really could have to knock that team out. But, you know, they've already played this season, and the Bills have lost to them by 9 points. But the Bills stayed competitive throughout that whole game as well, too. So, you know, we'll see what's up, but I'm going to be that honest with you. The AFC is going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough. The NFC is going to be a tough little side as well, too, but the AFC is going to be tough because you have so many teams that are literally, look, every team that's in the playoffs that's not in the top 3 is 11-5. Okay, so that's telling you something right there that all these teams in other seasons, that was good enough to be a divisional bye for a lot of teams. So you have 4 teams 11-5 here. 2 teams that are 13 and you got a team that's 12-4 and a team that's 13-3 and a team that's 14-2. This is a very, very, very wide open playoff race. Believe it or not, it doesn't matter what the games look like on paper. This is going to be a damn good playoff. I've never seen it like this in my life ever. And then we have the Rams, Seahawks. Rams coming in here 10-6. Seahawks is 12-4. It's a 4-point spread, and then the over/under for this one is going to be 42.5. Rightfully so. Let me give you guys a quick fact. Seattle hasn't had an over game. They had an over game last week, but before that they had 8 straight games where the game went under. And this is coming from a team that started off the year, their first 6 out of 7 games went over. So pretty much you can tell it's the tale of 2 seasons for the Seattle team. Now, you got this Rams team that's already 4-12 when it comes to over and unders this year. So majority of their games went under this year. And then against the spread, 9-7, 3-3 in their division, 1-2 on the road, 1-1 versus Seattle this year. And they lost on the road in this as well too. 5-3 since the bye week, and they were 5-3 to start the season off as well too. 4-4 on the road against the spread and straight up. Number 1 in points against, meaning that pretty much it's tough to score in the Rams, the 18.5 points per game. And then the Rams, last time they were in the playoffs, they lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots 13-3. And pretty much that's what it was that day. And then we got the Seahawks 9-7. And then you got the over-under being the 7-9. And then you got 4-2 in the division as well, too. 3-0 at home. Against the division, 1-1 versus the Rams with that 1 win coming at home. 1-4 in a row to end the season, 6 out of their last 7. And also pretty much, and at one point, remember when everybody was like, didn't I tell you guys, don't panic with Seattle? Because remember, Seattle had lost 3 out of 4 right out the bye. That's what I'm talking about. Lost 1 out of 3. Was 1-3 after the bye, after a 5-0 start. People were scared. They were really, really scared that the Seattle had maybe fell off, and they were talking about Arizona was going to catch them at that time. And where's Arizona at today? At home. So pretty much I told you guys what was going to happen, and it went down just like that. And then you got a Seattle team that's 6-2 against the spread, 7-1 straight up at home. And when you think about who they lost to at home, this team should be undefeated still. But that was a Giants team that was playing their best football of the season. Then last year they were in the playoffs, divisional round, lost 28-23 in Green Bay, and that's Seattle for you. Give me one moment, y'all. I gotta put some more of this stuff up because I thought I had it here. But just give me 60 seconds. I'll be right back with you. Don't go anywhere. All right, y'all. I'm back. Sorry about that. Told y'all don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, so pretty much I had to go ahead and get that situated for you guys real quick. But we are back. And last but not least, our last preview. But with the Seattle game, that's a divisional game. We're going to see how it goes. I think that pretty much with that one right there, that's going to be a very difficult game to really call out who the winner is going to be until we get to Saturday. But you guys already know who I kind of already have some extracurricular on, and that's going to be Seattle. So I'm already pretty much picking my team. But at the end of the day, I do got to respect the situation as well, too. The Rams don't want to lay down, but the Rams don't have a starting quarterback either. So this is going to be it's going to be difficult to beat this team without your starting quarterback. So that's my point and all, and pretty much that's it, and that's all. So here we are, Bucs 11-5. You got the Washington football team 7-9. You got a +8, and then you got an over/under of 45 points here as well. The Bucs won their last 4 games of the season, and they actually scored 37 points per game during that streak as well, too. So they absolutely killing it. And actually they scored, to finish the season up, they actually scored 91 points in their last 2 games of the year as well, too. So they're pretty much getting 45.5 points a game those last 2 games against Detroit and against Atlanta as well, too. 6-2, 4-4 on the road. Won their last 5. They actually won their last 5 in a row on the road as well, too. After a 1-2 start, they're 8-4 against the NFC, 4-2 straight up on the road versus the NFC as well, too. Last time this team was in the playoffs was 12 years ago, and they lost to the Giants 24-14. So Tom Brady did the first half of his job, get this team to the playoffs. Get this team 10 or better wins this year. Tom Brady did it all, and this team is in the playoffs now. And now it's time to rock and roll, because that's exactly what they brought him here for. It would have been an epic failure if they didn't make the playoffs this year. That's what the key was and the goal was in Tom's first year down here in Tampa Bay. Getting the Super Bowl, getting further on in the playoffs, that's almost like a reward because they still got to build this thing down there as well, too. You got the Washington football team against the spread, 11-5. Then you got the over-under 5, 10-1 this year with this team. And then they've won their last 5 out of 7 to win the East. That's why it's like, why y'all hating so hard on Washington? Washington did everything it took to win at the end of the year. They were the team that took the NFC East by its reins and reined it in. Seriously, 5 out of 7 your last game, and they went on a 4-game winning streak that propelled them to get to the point of even winning the championship. So, you know what? Washington had a hell of a good season. Stop crying about Philadelphia. Seriously. It's starting to get stupid. All right, and straight up, they're 3-5, 4-4 against the spread at home. Not great at home. 2-4 versus the NFC. But this is the thing that we all got to key in on: 6 in sacks, 46 on the year. 5th in interceptions, 16 on the year. This is going to be something that's going to be a very, very intriguing stat if they're able to get this. Get their defense going in the way that I feel like they can get their defense going if they have the right game plan. And the right game plan means that your secondary is not getting burnt up and down the field by that great wide receiver core of the Bucs. You got Gronkowski, you got Evans, you got Goodwin, and then you got AB returning back to AB form. So pretty much it's going to be a pretty difficult game. But when you look at all this points allowed for the season, this team has done a damn good job this year. They're 4th in that category. Washington, they've only allowed 20.5 points per game. And the last time this team was in the playoffs was 5 years ago, losing to the Packers 35-18. And we all remember that day because that day was a day where they thought that pretty much we were looking at the future of the NFL. with a guy by the name of Robert Griffin III. And that pretty much was the end for Robert Griffin III right there as well, too. I think he got a significant injury, but he kept playing throughout that game as well, too. And then the next season, he came back and just things weren't the same for a guy who took the NFL by absolute storm. That's why I keep saying you guys got to calm down about putting all these expectations on these quarterbacks, because I always think of RG3, and man, I'm telling you, it is what it is at the end of the day. But they did have a lot of hype and a lot of hope for that kid. All right, so we move on, and let's go ahead and talk some basketball. And in basketball, first, we got the pick for South Florida today. They're going against Tulsa. I really do like South Florida in this spot. Let's see how it shakes out. I think they should be able to get us a win today. Wichita State going against the landlord, Houston. Houston is looking pretty good. They did come off their first loss, but we wasn't on that other. We was on the other side when they lost out the other day. So pretty much we're back at it. And I do like Houston today. I think Houston absolutely rolls at home. I'm taking them with this minus 11.5. Let's see how it shakes out, and we move from there. All right, we go on to the A10, and in the A10, we got 4 games today. We got St. Joe's going against St. Bonnie's. I like the plus 13 here. St. Joe's get us home. I know that they're not that good, but I know that St. Joe's figures out ways to show up against the other Saints. So let's go ahead and get it, St. Joe's. Let's see how it shakes out. Then we got UMass in a good spot today. They're going against George Washington. Both teams are fairly similar, but UMass is a bit better than them. And, George Washington's just been going through the motions this year. I really do feel like UMass will be able to get themselves a very good victory here. So I'm taking UMass with the -4. Let's see how it shakes out. Then you got Richmond, who's going against Rhode Island today. This is a very good game, in my opinion, but I think Richmond is able to hold them off, and get themselves a good win by 6 or better. And then my upset of the day lies in the George Mason, Virginia Commonwealth game. And I think George Mason's going to beat their old rival in this one. Not by a lot, but they'll be able to get their old rival here. They're going to be the home team today as well, too. I love the plus 200 in the spot. Let's go ahead and see how it shakes out. George Mason money line, and let's roll from there. All right, so we got the ACC today, and I like Pitt. Pitt's in a good old Big East matchup going against Syracuse today. I like that spot, so let's go ahead and see how that goes. I do think Pitt will go ahead and cover here, and let's see how it goes in that war in the Carrier Dome. All right, we move on. We got Louisville going against Virginia Tech. Louisville is at home today. I like Louisville to absolutely run Virginia Tech up and down the floor today. Let's see how it shakes out. Louisville -5. Then we got BC today. BC playing against Duke, the crybabies of the ACC. I can't believe Coach K. I'm going to stop playing because we can't win because the team that I put together isn't a good team. Come on, man. It's your fault, Coach K. You keep recruiting guys that don't belong at Duke. Come on, man. You going against the tradition. You trying to be open-minded and progressive and all that stuff. You got to go get the people that belong at your school. Okay? There's a certain player that plays at Duke. Just like UCLA, there's a certain player that plays at UCLA. Just like there has to be a certain player that plays at North Carolina. Same thing goes with Michigan State. And he used to be at Georgetown as well, too. But, the way that Ewing's recruiting now, it doesn't really even matter. He's just going to get anybody, and they all keep transferring. So pretty much with that, I still think BC will go ahead and cover today just because how incomplacent the Dukies are. The Dukies feel entitled to winning games by 20 points, but they're not earning their right to win games by 20 points. So I'm going to fade them until they show me that they're going to show up and play some good basketball, not this diva ball that everybody thinks that's okay now. You know what I mean? So pretty much plus 11.5 Boston College. Let's see how it shakes out. Then we got Wake Forest going against Virginia today. Virginia, not as dominant as they were when they were winning national championships and, leading the ACC and being the nuisance for Duke and North Carolina. And keeping teams and having teams scoring 30 points a game and everything. No, this team is a little bit different, and I think Wake Forest winds up actually getting the cover here. They might not be that close in the cover, but I think they lose by 10 or less. So I'm taking Wake Forest in the spot. Let's see how it shakes out. All right, we move on, and we have ourselves the SEC. And actually this Georgia matchup is much better than it looks on paper. Georgia coming into this game with only one loss, going against LSU, who played a fairly easy schedule to start the year, and has been able to give them a good record as well too. This team is coming in here with 1 or 2 losses. So pretty much, I do like Georgia a lot today. I actually think Georgia takes care of their business. They take care of it big time. So I'm taking them with the plus 8.5 and a possible upset here as well too. Then you got Tennessee today. They're going against Arkansas. Arkansas has been playing some good basketball all season. They actually have the same record right now as well too. But I think Tennessee just has the better players here and the better coaching here as well too. So I'm taking Tennessee with the minus 8.5. Let's see how it shakes out. We got Auburn. Auburn's in a peculiar spot. They're going against Ole Miss today. Ole Miss is really just a high favorite because they play very good at home. But the thing is, though, Auburn is still coached by Brucey Pearl, and this is Brucey Pearl time when it's the conference play. So I feel like Brucey brings the boys in here, and they get themselves a huge victory. So I'm taking them with the plus 255 money line. Let's see how it shakes out, and we roll from there. And then we have the 3.5 to South Carolina today, and I think that this one will work out in the favor for us because we are who we are. We are the Stars, and I feel like we will get Sky home. I know they're going to get Texas A&M, but South Carolina, it doesn't matter what type of season that they're having, they always play very, very good at home. So that's what I'm betting on today. I'm going to take them with the minus 3.5. Let's see how it shakes out, and we rock and roll from there. So we move on, and we have ourselves a goodie. It's a goodie. It's the NBA Super High 5E. All right, so we got the high five here at 45-1 today. Magic going against the Cavs today. I do like this matchup a lot. I think the Magic, who are playing very good basketball at this moment, they should be able to get this second win in a row against the Cavs and actually whoop up on them the same way they did in the first game. So I'm taking the Magic to win this game by 6 or more points. Let's see how it shakes out. Then we got the Celtics and the Heat in a rematch from last year's conference championship game. We all know that the playoff revenge angle is going to be a big bet for a lot of bettors today. But I'm going to go to the scoreboard today and say let's go ahead and bet the over 218 because I feel like this will be a ticket that we can cash today. Celtics have been up to it. Every team that's supposed to be a top team in the East, they wind up having a game with them where they've been able to go over 220 points total in each contest. And I'm just going off that number right there. That gives me the idea that this can go over 218 here. Celtics Heat. Let's see how it shakes out. And today, for our dog of the day, we go to Midtown Manhattan. We in the Garden tonight, baby. And the Knicks are the home team. And we're going against the Jazz, who just went ahead and lost last night and lost by 34 points last night as well, too. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, this should be a bounce back for them. I wouldn't be touching no team that's a -7 after getting beat by 34 points the night before. And I'm going against a team that's won their last 4 out of 5 in the Knicks and their last home game as well, too. They haven't been at home since the Milwaukee game last week. So some good home cooking is going to be just right for these boys. And I'm telling you right now, Knicks go ahead and win this one in fun fashion. And I like what the Knicks are doing right now. A lot of people aren't talking about it because they expect the Knicks to lose, but the Knicks have been winning some really good games lately and looking good doing it. So I'm taking the Knicks with the plus 250. And just note this, they've won their last 4 out of 5 games at their 0-2 start to the season. Okay, so there it is. Knicks money line plus 250, NBA dog of the day, which is 3-2 this month as we go ahead, as we go forward. All right, and then we got Wizards 76ers under 232.5. Reason being, 76ers have turned into the best scoring defense in the NBA, and pretty much that's what the goal is. That's what the key is, and they know that this team can score a lot of points, so they're gonna have their cap on to where, hey, we got to lock it up tonight. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. So I'm taking the under 232.5. Let's see how it shakes out. And then we got the Thunder against the Pels. To me, this is really a toss-up game, but they're going to say that, the Pels are much better because who the Pels have, and, the Pels are at home as well, too. But I still think that the Thunder loom the danger in the spot. These are the type of games that they can always steal and win because their rosters honestly kind of match up fairly similar. There are a lot of young players that are trying to get over and get better as they go. But you know what? One group is more highly touted than the other. So I truly do feel like what will happen here is that the Thunder will get us a sneaky cover here and possibly could get a sneaky upset here as well too. So pretty much that's our NBA Super High Five for today, 45-1, and it's going to be minus 5.5. to the Magic, over 218 Celtics Heat, Knicks money line plus 250, under 232.5 Wizards 76ers, and the plus 8 on the Thunder. So there it is. That is our NBA Super High Five for today. And man, oh man, let's go ahead and try to sweep this board, get this 45-1 home, because I know y'all want to get it. I want to get it. And it is what it is. So you guys make sure to check out the new website, PrimeWaveMedia.net. If you are interested in being an exclusive client, I got a number of packages there. Also, from our horse bettors, there are packages there for you as well, too. So please go ahead and check out PrimeWaveMedia.net. Once again, PrimeWaveMedia.net. You guys can also go ahead and click the links below. Once they are set up, once I set the video up for a hat club, you guys can get 10% off. Get you a nice little hat like the one that I'm wearing right now, so you can wear your drip, represent your team, do what you got to do. So you guys can get 10% off over at the hat club with the link that I have below. And then also you guys can go ahead and go to the you guys can go ahead and check out Stacey Adams. Anything that you buy that's over $75, I'll get you 15% off with the link there as well, too, with the promo code. And then if you guys need that rental car next time you come to Vegas, I got you. Or next time you just anywhere in America, I got you. You guys pull up to 6T Rental, and you guys can get 15% off with the link that I do supply here on the YouTube page and on the IG as well, too. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. This is the Premier Sports Betting Show. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure you set your calendar, you set your clock for that time right there. And you know what? Once again, this is the Premier Sports Betting Show, hosted by the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. And this is the Primetime Angles live on IG. I'll be back to you tomorrow. But for now, I am gone. Thank you for tuning in to the Primetime Angles, the Premier Sports Betting Show, hosted by the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. This is a PrimeWave Media production, and go ahead and press that subscribe button.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a PrimeWave Media production.